Good morning, everyone. Let me know if the sound is okay. I want to make sure that we're all able to hear and we have a good experience this morning. I see people introducing themselves. Let's see. Let me make sure I catch up here. We have Max from Portugal. We have Sam from Tennessee. We have, let's see, we got Carol. We have Sam, we have Bob, we have, oh, it's going crazy. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. Hopefully everything's loud and clear and you can hear me just fine. I had lots of little last minute tweaking that was going on here. All right, let's see if we can catch up. I'll try to catch up here. We have Al from Chattanooga. We have Herman from the Netherlands, Rick from Southern California, Bob from Korea, and it's midnight. What a sacrifice, Bob. Glad to have you with us today. And we have Sam from Tennessee. We have Max from Portugal. We have Carol. We have Bob. We have Jim of Ravi from India. We have Joy. Let's see, who else do we have? We have Jack. We have Brian from Canada. JR from Ohio. We have Jack from Connecticut. Looks like we have a nice little crowd this morning, and we got some cool things that we're going to talk about today. I got some new advancements, lots of little offers that we can offer here that it'll be fun. Okay. And we have B from Belgium. We have Bob. All right. All right. So glad to have you all on this morning. Hopefully things are going very well where you are today. And I'm joining you today from beautiful downtown Huntsville, Alabama. And look forward to having a really, really good call today. So just a few things that we can take care of as we get started. Anybody else want to announce themselves? We don't have as big a crowd as we normally do. So hopefully things will go, hopefully everybody was able to get in and things went well and we had a good experience there. Maybe just a busy day today. So let's take a look at some of the things that we're going to talk about this morning. But before we start, so we'll have a good experience for everybody and everybody will be able to enjoy and get meaning out of today's meeting. Look at the instructions here. We have Ed from Indianapolis. And hello, Beth. Good to have you on today. Let's see. All right. So we'll have a good experience here. Down at the bottom, you'll notice that there's a chat box. Many of you are putting information in the chat box right now, so I appreciate that. But there's a little drop-down arrow there that says that allows you to be able to ask a question. And those questions always get flagged in red. Makes it really easy for me to identify them and stay caught up with the questions that you might ask as we go. So I appreciate you using that little red question mark whenever you have a question. It's a lot easier for me to track. Okay. Jack, that question gets asked all the time. It's on the dashboard. If you'll go to your drop-down menu on the dashboard and you'll scroll down and you'll look for help and you click on the help button, the support page will pop up. And if you scroll down the support page, it will be on the lower part of the support page in the right-hand corner, and they are listed by date. So you'll always find the previous trainings on the support page, support.uzine.com, and there you'll find the previous replays of the chats of the training sessions. Good morning, Tyree. Good to have you on today. So we have several of our regular folks on today, and some new people that I haven't seen before. So that's good. Always good to have new faces on. All right. Any other things that we need to address as we get started this morning? Hopefully the sound is loud and clear, the image is clear and crisp, and you're able to see that. And everybody's ready to have a great training session this morning. So here we go. First thing that I want to talk about is that you will notice there has been a change in your template club. And we've got some new templates that have been added, but I want to point out something to you here, and that is that we've added new templates, and we're going to be talking about these today. So if you look across here, you will notice, hello, James from Coventry, UK. If you'll notice, we have some emoticons that have been added, and we're going to talk about how to use those and what to do with them today, and they'll be kind of fun. We're going to do some really cool stuff with that. But each week, you'll notice this template numbers are growing. And today, we're going to talk about the new kind of templates that we have with the emoticons on it. So that'll be kind of cool. Did y'all notice? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you noticed the emoticons when you logged into your Usign account. Because my little gal that does much of the graphics for me on my team, she had already put together a poll when I sent her a note and said, hey, you got to check this out. She said, I'm already on it. So that's the cool thing when you have those little opportunities there. So let me know, did you notice that? Because you want to make sure that you don't miss those little things and updates that Usign does for us as we go. And typically you'll see them right here in the new templates. But this was a really easy way to catch your attention. All right, good. Looks like everybody saw that. So we're going to talk about how we might be able to use it today and some of the things that we can do with the emoticons. So do you think this is going to be helpful to you? Do you think this is going to be helpful? If you think it's going to be helpful, put in there a 3 in the chat box. I want to have some interaction today. I want y'all to talk with me if you can. Some people are saying that they didn't notice, so that's good. All right. One of the things that we can do is a reaction poll, and we'll be talking about reaction polls in a little bit, show you how these are done, and so I think this will be really a cool opportunity. We're already using it. We have a little t-shirt contest going on. We have a little merchandise contest going on. That's some things that we've already been using this for. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's really going to be a lot of fun. It gives you a way to interact with folks on Facebook, and you can do some pretty cool stuff with the emoticons. And I'll talk about that just a little bit more. I'll give you some tips on what you can do to help move in a positive direction by using those reaction polls. All right. The next thing we want to talk about is we've been talking about smart mockups now for a couple of weeks, and you'll notice on smart mockups, I did today when I go into smart mockups early, and when I went in today, I noticed that they've now got the templates up to 401 templates that are available in smart mockups, and that number has grown drastically since we did the kickoff a couple of weeks ago. That had grown by, good grief, it was in the 200s when we did the kickoff, and now today I see that it's 401. So let's see, where does it show the number of templates on the Usign dashboard? When you click on templates, when you're in the dashboard, I'm going to go back to this slide. So when you're in the dashboard and you click on templates, under new template, your template number should show up right here, right below whatever happens to be here. This is a current offer, but when you click on the templates, your template number should show up right here. Last week, I showed you on your dashboard or on your personal account to tell how many, whether you're a member of the template club or not, and if you purchased the 1,000 templates, you got the 1,000 template bonus that was there, and so. But you'll always notice that when you click on the dashboard, you're either on the dashboard or the new templates. And when you go to the templates, it'll show you how many templates that you have. Okay. So smart mockups, 401 new template or 401 templates, not a total of 401. And that number keeps growing. Probably because, Dr. P, the answer to that is probably because you go back to your account. When you go to the dashboard, go to your account, look under your account, see if you had the additional 1,000 templates that came. That question comes up a lot. A lot of people ask that question. There was a way for you to be able to get a bonus of 1,000 templates at one time. And so that's where that comes from. So if you have a question about that, you might want to use the help button. That's right below there on your dashboard. Okay. So that's where you get your templates at. And I love the new templates. We've always got new cool stuff going on with the templates. Dropmock has come up with a new program now called Scenes, Dropmock Scenes. And I was going to create a Dropmock scene for you this morning. I had a little bit of difficulty at the last minute with it rendering an image. And so I tried to put something in here that would make it easy for you to see what was going on. So you can do the same thing that you can do with Dropmock, only you can create an actual scene. This allows you to be able to adjust the images around inside the scene. I can change the background here. I can, there you go. Yeah, that's it, Dr. P, you got it. That's it. So excuse me, I have something in my throat this morning. You can alter your scene. You can add additions to the scene. You can change the background. You can put text in the scene. You can alter the furniture that's in the scene. You can alter the devices. You can't see this because it has the little watermark across it, but I've actually taken an old rotary dial phone and set that on the desk. That was one of the devices, and I thought that was kind of cool. I like to use that when I have my grandkids around because they don't know what a rotary dial phone is. They sometimes guess and try to figure out what that is. So that's kind of cool. So you got lots of cool stuff that you can do. You got decorations. I put the decorations in this little cabinet right here, a couple of decorations, and this is a decoration right here. I added books to this little table, so you can kind of build your own scene. And then you can drop whatever image that you want in here. I tried to use a colorful image so you can see that. We'll talk about that image later in just a little bit. But this allows you to be able to create your own mock-up scene and then be able to drop your image from Usign inside of that. Okay, is that pretty cool? Do you like that? Is that something that you think might be helpful to you? You know, we've had a we've talked about Dropmock each time that something's come up, and whenever whenever Dropmock makes an update, we always try to keep you updated because this is a good opportunity for you. And I have the, hold on just a minute, and I will give you the link that we have if you are interested in upgrading your Dropmock benefit. And there's the link right there. You can use that link to upgrade your Dropmock program so that you can add scenes. This is an add-on, and you can add the scenes here in the in Dropmock. Okay, pretty cool feature. Pretty cool to be able to add your own, build your own scenes, create what you want to create. And I was going through the program pretty quickly today and found it quite fascinating, the stuff that was available in that Dropmock scenes. All right, the next thing, and this is a pretty big deal. We've got a promotion going on with Easy VSL right now. Video sales letters are maybe the hottest thing that there is. This is the best way to be able to promote your product. Most internet marketers are using video sales letters now, either screen capture video or a personal video or whatever it is that you're doing, but it gives you the ability to be able to create a video sales letter. And this program is a video sales letter program, and I think you'll like that. The offer for that video sales letter is, if you'll click under offers, it's right there. That'll take you to the sales page, and you'll be able to see the video sales letter promotion. Where is Dropmock? Use the link that I just gave you, JR. That should be, I just put the link in the chat section, so you should have that right there. Okay. Yes, EasyVSL is a pretty awesome program. It really is. All right. Any questions about that so far? We'll talk about them just a little. We'll talk about that just a little bit more in a few minutes. But any questions as we go? We have both DropMock and EasyVSL happening today. And so you want to take advantage of that if you have not done so. And you can also, we still have the ability for you to be able to get $5 off with the smart mockups. And as promised, and we had a couple of weeks ago, we had the creator of smart mockups on the call with us, and he said that they were going to continue to support the program and add additional templates as they go, and we're seeing him do that, so that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, any other questions? All right, good. Okay, Uzine. There's some updates going on with Uzine. We'll share those with you in just a few minutes, but just give you a heads up that there's some pretty cool stuff going on with GiftZine. I may have said Uzine, GiftZine. Yes, we'll talk about Uzine in just a few minutes. Okay. Yes, but the answer to your question, Dr. P, is yes. We have added the undo feature some time ago in Uzine. No, DropMock and smart mockups are not related. Two different programs. If you will go to the link that I just gave you just a few minutes ago, you will be able to get the what you need there from the sales page for DropMockup. Okay. Let's see, the link for smart mockups. I don't know if I have someone from support on that can provide that link or not. If not, I will make sure that you have it before we get offline here. All right, I'm going to give you the updates about GiftZine this morning, and here's what we have going on with GiftZine. All right, the latest version hasn't been released yet. We're still testing it, but these are the features that will be available. And I didn't get that correct. I'll show you the image of that in just a second. Here it is. For some reason, two letters didn't get copied. So cinematographic feature inside of GiftZine. So, but you'll have that pushed out in just it may be 2 weeks, Dr. P, before we get the new push out of the version of GiftZine. But these are the things to look for. We'll be able to do a screen capture video. You'll be able to and that's going to have some cool features. Right now it's the whole screen, but we're going to do some cool features with the screen capture. You'll be able to import from YouTube, which is going to be awesome. You just put your YouTube link in there and you'll be able to import from YouTube. We're going to make some improvements in the outputs. There's going to be some stuff done with the outputs. There'll be a grainy output, and there'll be a couple of other things that will be included in the output improvements that you'll see very, very soon. And then we have some other really cool stuff here. This is going to give you the ability to put in some additional features to give you more of a cinematographic look to your GIFs. All right, watching the questions here. No, I don't know the answer to that question, Rick, with the credits for DropMock. I don't know. Don't have the answer to that question for you. Do you have a link for GiftZine? Yes, I'll make sure to get you a link for GiftZine before we get off the air here. So I'm going to have a couple of links for you. Okay, we have GiftZine link, and I'll get that for you. And we have the Smart mockup link. All right, got you taken care of. Okay, let's see. Next thing, I covered some of these, and then we also have the ability to embed is coming very soon. So you have some updates coming up with very soon with the gift sign, and you can look forward to that. You'll be getting notification if you're on the alpha beta testing platform. So here's the link to EasyVSL. If you missed that, that's the link to EasyVSL, and you'll go there. That will be Usign's sales page for EasyVSL. Okay. Now, the always important question time. So if you have questions, we're going to go to the Canvas now. And when we go to the Canvas, we'll have the opportunity for you to be able to ask questions. We'll address some of those things that I heard earlier. One of the questions that I heard was that about the undo. And yes, undo's there. Show you where that's at when we get there. So we'll go to the question section right now. Anything that you have coming up, let me know so that I can do that, include that while we are while I'm moving. Okay. All right. Now you should see my design canvas. Is that what you're seeing? Let me know if you're seeing my design canvas now. Okay, good. All right. Let me find the design canvas here. And now, there we go. You should have the design canvas up. You should be able to see that. And I have dropped a bunch of these emoticons onto a background. So let me get this positioned so that I can see your questions come up and be able to see the design canvas at the same time. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, the question is, when will the preview for Google Plus is in the old format, and also LinkedIn has changed their format as well. Actually, LinkedIn just changed theirs in the last week. So sometimes it takes a little while for our designers to go back in and modify those templates and those layout designs. But as soon as we know, when did the undo feature appear? 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Yeah. I'll make a request. I'll make sure that there's a request there for the updates on the new formats of those of Google Plus and for LinkedIn. The undo feature, you'll notice it on the side of the screen right here. This is the undo feature right here. Been there for some time. That was a off requested thing, and so that has been added for some time. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes, AC, to stay on top of all of the changes that take place with everything that happens, but our team is great about doing it. I mean, they jump in pretty quickly, and let's take a look at LinkedIn here, because LinkedIn just changed drastically. I mean, they changed their entire format, and we knew that was coming, but it's kind of and it's taking place in different places at different times. Facebook did the same thing. They did the rollout of their change at different times. Okay, let's take a look at creating a poll here with our let's take a look at creating a poll. I have a gigantic screen here because I was playing with the drop mock-up earlier. So let's modify this. Let's go back here, and what we're going to use is we're going to use a Facebook post image. All right. This is your typical newsfeed image. Actually, let's go back and grab one of the templates. So we'll go to the template screen, and we'll pick one of the current templates that fit this. So we'll use this one right here, and we'll talk about using that as a reaction poll. Okay. Now, here's the thing to remember as we do this. You always want to remember the on the opening screen, and I've told you about this a lot. We've talked about this a lot. You always want to put your image on a background, and we've given you all kinds of cool backgrounds that you can use. And so you want to put your image on a background, and then you put your product images here. So here's this is a reaction poll. All right. And under this reaction poll, they're asking a question. The question is, which device works best for you? And the question is it a phone? Is it a tablet? Or is it a laptop? And the instructions would be really simple. For those people who think that the phone is the best device, they like that post. For the people who think that the tablet's the best, then they do this love button here on the reaction emoticon on Facebook, and then you can do this one for the laptop. So then what happens is you go back and take a look at your Facebook post, and you look to see how many people liked it. Those are the people who are voting for the phone. You look to see how many people loved it, and those are the people who are who prefer the tablet, and then those people who, and I can't remember what that emoticon is called right now. My mind just went blank on that. But that the people who voted for laptop will use that emoticon. Okay. Are there any questions about how to create that poll with that? That's pretty simple, but this is a very, very powerful thing to do. And I want to talk about a couple of things you can do with Facebook here in just a second. So I'm going to give you a chance to answer any questions that you might have. And let's take a look here. I can see promoting products on my e-commerce site with this. Absolutely. And here's what you do, Rick. This is kind of an interesting thing to do, but we're doing it right now with a shirt campaign that we have going on, a merchandise for a musician. And so people are sharing this, and that's a way to actually also grow the amount of likes that you have, because you can invite people who vote. You can invite them to like your page if you want to do that. So it's a great way to build your fan base in Facebook, and it's a very interactive, engaging type of methodology for getting people to give you their opinions. People love to tell you what they think. And so this is a great way for you to be able to build an audience, while at the same time being able to get people's opinions about things. Okay, any questions about that? How do I make the menu on the right appear? Right here, click on an image, and the menu on the right appears. When you click on something to edit, when you click on the background, you're not going to have anything to edit. But when you click on something to edit, then your menu on the right always appears. That's where your little undo button was at, which we asked earlier. Can you share with us a t-shirt campaign? Okay, this was the sample that I sent to my, let me see if I can find this. I'll send you I'll show you the sample that I sent to my gal. Let's see. How can I see the design elements that are way off the screen? Does your screen should fill, I mean, you should have a full screen there. Okay, just a second. Let me grab an image here. I'll pull this up, and we'll upload this image. Let me find the image. Where'd my t-shirt campaign go? Let's see here. I have 100 downloads yesterday. Yeah, there we go. This is my t-shirt campaign from yesterday, and this was our test sample. This was just showing how to do this. I'm not going to show you the actual campaign, but I'm going to show you the test sample that we used. As soon as that loads, and you can see here that this was we took 2 of the t-shirt images that are in the templates, 2 of the t-shirt templates, and we created the t-shirt preview, downloaded the preview, uploaded the preview into here, and then we put the emoticons below that. Does that make sense? Y'all with me on that? Ken on the top. Oh, I see. I get your question. I'm sorry. Yes, up here, right here, to show the off elements, off canvas elements. That's where you see your design things. And so if for example this image went off the screen, I can show that here or there. Okay. And then here's my undo button. Went right back to there. Okay. So that's how we did that. We just simply we just downloaded the t-shirt previews, and these are 2 templates from the t-shirt previews, and we were able to get I showed my gal what I wanted her to do with the designs. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, and then you can, and you know, in this case, this is a celebrity promotion, and so we want people to share that. We want people to promote it, and then that's a great way for her to start building her fan base as well. So using the emoticons as a poll is an incredible way to be able to do that. Okay. Any other questions about that? This is a great feature. I want you all to see the power of this, because there's some pretty cool stuff that you can do when you have the ability to be able to get people's reactions and monitor them. Is that clear, or do I need to talk about that more? Because you can simply invite the people who click on any one of these emoticons and vote in that manner. You can invite them to like the page, and so that way you can actually start growing an audience as well. Any questions? It's a little quiet this morning. I thought there would be lots of questions about this. I failed. I said there was going to be lots of questions about this, and I'm not seeing a lot of questions about it. Maybe it's just so obvious that it isn't even funny. Yeah, hopefully you'll take this idea and use it. Yes, Herman, I actually saw your post on the poll in the Netherlands, and you posted a poll this week for an election going on in the Netherlands, and you had the candidates with emoticons below them so that people could vote. I thought that was a really, really cool. Yes, Beth, I understand it's pretty obvious, but I just want to make sure that everybody got that, because this is a pretty cool thing to do. And now that we have the emoticons inside of, and they're right here under graphics, now that we have them here, we have some pretty cool abilities to be able to do with this. All right. Then we also have some other really interesting emoticons that are there. So yes, Beth keeps me on my toes. Thank you, Beth. All right. So are you all seeing these pretty cool emoticons here that you can use for all kinds of stuff? You know, they're nice sized. The thing to remember is even though they are in the vector here, they are fixed images, so you cannot change the color of those. Okay. Let's see here. Got some questions here. Very cool concept. What's the difference between screen mockups and drop mock? I don't know what screen mockups is. I was talking about smart mockups earlier. Yeah, I think so, Beth. I think it does replace Vote Stream. There's some other things there's some other, you know, video poll stuff, and there's some other things that you can do. But this is a really slick little way to do this. And so let me read through the questions here. Let's see. Yes, Herman hosted his poll. I'm not sure I answered your question there, Ken. Smart mockups and drop mock. I think you're talking about smart mockups and not screen markups. There may be a program called screen markups that I don't know about. The top bar area on the home screen when you log in asks to get rid of it. Doesn't come back upon logging in. Is there a way to get it to reappear? The offer bar that's below the dashboard and the template, is that the one you're talking about? That may have been removed, Jim. I don't know. It was not removed earlier when I logged in, but it could be gone by now. I don't know the answer to that. If you have refreshed your screen and it's not there, and you've logged back in and it's not there, then it may just be gone. So great question, Jay. I was expecting someone to ask that question. Where are the poll results found? When you look at the reaction to a post. So if this is my post, I've made this post in Facebook, and this is I put this post in here, and then what's going to happen is that you'll have a number of people that have reacted to the post. Some have liked it, some have loved it, some have hated it, or whatever it is, whatever the emoticon is that you're using at that moment. Let's go back over here, and I'll switch this template, and you can see a really powerful one here, because this is really obvious in this one. I mean, it's really obvious. This is all about, I'm going to choose a pet. Okay. And if it's low post, my favorite pet's a dog. Okay. So say 27 people like the page or like the post. When the 27 people like the post, then you're going to know how many of those. Then you'll see 27 people like cats, and 47 people loved the post. So 47 people love dogs. Does that make sense? So hold on just a second. Let me give me just a moment. I'm going to do something here. Let me pull up our Facebook page, and I'll show you a good, clear example of this. And you'll see this is the users group, and down here you have the people who liked, loved, and so on. So when you click on this, what happens is you get a list of all of the people. So I can go to the likes. There's a list of the people that liked it. Here's a list of the people that loved it. Here's the people, whatever that emoticon is. Okay. I can't remember what that's called now. This is the other thing I was talking about earlier. I could actually add that person as a friend. I could add these two people as a friend. That's the way you can also, when what we're doing with our celebrity is this is how we're helping to build a list. Okay. So there's things that you can do with that. Do you understand? That's where your poll appears. And that's where your results are found. All right. Did that answer your question, Jay? That's where I figured out that 47 people like dogs. I made that number up. If here's the instructions have to be fairly clear. So what you do is you make the post. This is going to be your post. I'm answering Mike's question. So, how does the poll tie into Facebook? So you make the post and you say if a cat is your favorite pet, then like the page. If a dog is your favorite pet, then push the love emoticon. And what will happen is that you'll see just exactly what I showed you just a minute ago, and that is that you have this list of people right here, and you will know. Okay, I had 35. In this case, if it had been dogs and cats, this would have been 35 people like the cat and 2 people preferred dogs. Okay, that's how you use the reaction poll as an actual poll. Yeah, it's happy. I should have figured that out. Yes, I just, to me that doesn't look happy, but I get that. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so does that make good sense to everybody? Is that clear? Um, they're not activated. All you're doing is when you go here, when I do this and I click on here, then when I have a chance to react, and I've already done it, so it won't show up again. But when I have a chance to react to the page, then you'll see. All I'm doing is I'm just clicking on the reaction. Okay. Where did I get the click to the reaction number? Did you see that, Vanessa? Hopefully that was clear to you. When I go to the reaction page, okay, like right here, when I do this, I have the option of being able to. Let's see if this is going to work for me today. I'm always pulling up the likes here. Let's see. Not sure why I'm not being able to do that, but here's a classic example. Jeff had a little thing going on right here, and okay, so does that make sense? You give the instructions at the top. You give the instructions when you make the post, and when you click on as the admin, when you click on there, you'll see the number of reactions, likes, loves, happy, whatever they are. Okay. The emoticons are part of Facebook. They're just automatically available. And you get those whenever you click on to get the reaction. Okay. All right. Is that clear? Hopefully that's clear. Make sure everybody's got an understanding of what we're talking about here. This is how you choose a pet. You like the cat or you love the dog. And you give clear instruction in the post. If your favorite pet is a cat, then like the post. If your favorite pet is a dog, then you love the post. All right. Any questions about that? Yes, that's true. On a fan page, you can choose insights and you get all kinds of details when you're the admin. That's true. And that will give you a lot of information that you need to know to help build an audience and to be able to interact with that audience. But this is a great tool to be able to have the images that are identical. Again, we're picking images that are identical to Facebook's images so that the instructions are very, very clear. These are the 6 that are available in Facebook. And so the instructions are very, very clear. This one's wow, this one's sad, this one's angry. And that one was happy, right? And so these are the 6 reaction emoticons that are in Facebook. And when you select anyone, when you put any one of those here, then give instructions that's how you vote, that's how you choose, that's how you get the response. Okay, any questions now? Give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you might have about that. Now I want to take this image right here and I want to talk about the elements in this image for just a second. All right, you see this right here? Nice little border around the outside of it. You see that? All right, that image was built. When I moved this, the image, that's a one piece, that's one image, a single image. It's not like you have right here where you have an image on top of an image. But this one was made by using the border feature. Okay? Y'all remember the border feature? When you go to the background, I can select a border. I can put a dark border on this, and I can make that border any size that I want right here. So what's happened is you have an image that was saved, and a border was put around the outside of it. So that's the first thing that I want you to see. Does that make sense to everybody? Are you following along with me? Just a reminder of a few things that we talk about frequently. And you can use a border around these images. And that's what's been done here. This one, and this really stands out very well. I like the way this is laid out. I actually like that better than if it had just been like this. Okay. It stands out better from the background. It looks better when you do that. It looks better when you put the border around the outside of it. Another design element to keep in mind. Okay, there's your undo button at work, feverishly at work. Okay. So again, how important is the background image here? Well, if you remove that background image, what do you have? Take a look at what you've got now. See, that doesn't look so good. So again, we're going to go back here and we're going to undo this, see if we can put that background image back in here. And it's a fairly large image, so you want to make sure that you get it so it fits the screen. Okay. And here's where you take those design elements that are off the screen, pull that right there, and then you're back like this. Okay. Yes, the emoticons, when I add one, let's go down here and add an interesting little emoticon here. I have my favorite. Take this little emoticon right here, take that guy, put him up here in the corner. Now, what can we do with this? If we put a border around it, it goes around the outside. That's what Beth's saying. It goes around the outside. I can put a shadow on it, but I can't put a border around it because the border does the whole size of the image, but I can't put a shadow on it. And the shadow makes it look kind of cool, right? Now, let me show you one more thing before we go, and I'll answer some of the questions that are being posted right now. Our brain is trained to understand to recognize the emoticons. Watch what happens. Let's show you something. Watch what happens when I flip this. If I flip that the other way, I'm instantly confused. So it's just an interesting little way that our brain is designed to recognize things. And I've seen that pondering image so many times that when I flip it, it just does funny things to me. So just for whatever it's worth. Let's take a look at the questions that are being asked. Is Smart Mockup something that is going to do something similar, or is DropMock better? That's an interesting question. It's not a matter of which one's better. It's a matter of the fact that they are different. I can tell you this: Smart Mockups is fast, and Smart Mockups is a one-time purchase. DropMock is great for some really, really cool stuff. But it is cloud-based, and so that consequently it's a little slower, and Smart Mockup's a little faster. And you pay for each image that you download with DropMock, which is fine if those are the kind of images that you want. But they are not one's better than the other one. They are different in the way that they deliver the end result. Okay. Can you do a Facebook live event and add the poll live? Everyone is on the live event can see the poll emoticons moving across the poll. That would be cool. I think you could probably pull that off. You would have to give some instructions in the post. I've done almost 300 live feeds. And so that would be kind of cool. I think you could do that. I haven't thought about doing that yet, but now that we have the availability of the emoticons, I probably will. And I'll find a way to make that work. Whether I use it with the emoticons or not is going to be a different question. I'm not sure how well I can pull that off, but that'll be interesting. I may try that with one of my next events or one of my next live feeds, because I do that a lot. I really do that a lot. I made a design with a lot of elements, but when I switched to another template, my elements were way off the screen. Can I zoom out to see all those elements? Okay, Ken's asking an interesting question, and I think some of you are going to know how best to answer this, okay? To answer, yes, Beth, and it does mess with my brain, just for whatever reason. When you change the size of your template, what's the best thing to do? I'm going to create this as a group, right? That's the best way to do this, is I'm going to create this as a group. Now that I have it saved as a group, I'm going to save it, the image. And when I save that as a Facebook newsfeed image, I go over here and I change that to something else. And let's say I'm going to create a product cover out of that. Now it's all jacked up. See, but because I saved it as a group, I can adjust my sizes here. Does that help answer your question, Ken? Proportions may be off, but I've saved all of my elements so I could get those. Now, in case they were just completely out of the picture and I couldn't find them, then I go over here to my groups, and guess what's there? See, so always remember the group feature, because that is a huge help to you. Yes, Beth is right. You're correct. You can use a URL for smart mockups, which is maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen. So does that help you, Ken? Always remember that grouping feature, because that is absolutely the coolest thing, to be able to save your stuff as a group, because now you can do some cool things with it, okay? Now, that's my background, and I can reposition my background if I want to do that as well. So grab my off-screen elements, or there we go. And I've got that huge now, because it was an enormous image a minute ago, and I can start to play with it like that. Right? All right, any questions about that? Yes, Beth, you're right. Using a URL in Smart Mockups is one of the coolest things and it's a feature that we use a lot. It makes Smart Mockups make a lot of sense. Anything else as we're here, because this is, we're getting onto into our time here. Any other questions about using the design canvas that we've been talking about today? Always put your image, always put your what you're trying to do, always put that on a background that makes it make good sense, okay? Just don't forget to do that. Now, this arm sticking up there doesn't make that make good sense, but moving it over to the side like that looks pretty cool. You with me? All right, any other questions? Anything that I can answer for you before we go today? Jay's asking, please explain what Beth is saying about using URLs. And what is the best template to use for the poll? Let me answer Rick's question first as I'm moving to the other thing, okay? So Rick's question is, which template is best to use for the poll? Use your newsfeed template. That's the best to use for the poll. So you want to make sure to use your newsfeed template, because that gives you, then you can do a couple of things with it. You can boost it if you want to, and you can You can boost it if you want to. You can share it, and it's the right size. If you use a Facebook ad template, then you're going to have to use a Facebook. You're going to have to promote it with a Facebook ad, and some of them may run off the screen. And you want to make sure that everything fits in because you got the emoticons in the right spot. Okay. But yes, that's it. Okay, let me quickly go to the smart mockups here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here for a URL. Let me just grab one of these, and I'll grab this one. And the URL I'm going to use, take me just a second. The URL I'm going to use is going to be, you hit capture and watch what happens. I'm able to grab the usign.com URL and pull that right into my screen here. It takes a minute for it to render. It takes a minute for it to see there. How's that? That's what we're talking about. You notice the mockup number has increased. Yes, it's up to 400. I saw 401 just a little bit ago. Did that go up since we started here? That would be interesting. So let me take a look here. That's 401 right now. So yeah, that's I thought that was great. They're working on adding more templates all the time. So that's another thing that's pretty cool. Does that good, Jay? I'm glad that answered your question. But again, that's a pretty slick feature to be able to just grab a URL and drop it in there, and then it will pull that URL in and give you what you were looking for. Any other questions as we get ready to sign off today? Then we're going to go through a brief recap. If you don't have smart mockups, then you want to make sure that you get that. And I'm going to find the link and I'll drop it in here for you in just a second. Yeah, that's a little trickier, Jim. It's just a little trickier. I've thought about that, and there's some people that are doing that. There's some generators. There's some T-shirt generators that do that, but it takes a little bit to do that. If you have a mock-up of 3, do you need individual images? That's a good question, and you'll see that right here. Let me pull up my smart mock-up that has multiple images, and here you can use the same image or you can use different images, which is pretty slick. Okay. Any other questions before we sign off? Make sure that you take advantage of the easy video sales letter. Click on that sales page, check that out. Take advantage of that while you can. If you're interested in the drop mock, I've given you the link for it, and I'll do that again here just a second. Grab that link. I'll copy that link and post it in here for you. They do have a good T-shirt generator. You're correct. There's just no people in it. All right. It's a good Teespring template, and it uses the Teespring colors, and that can be helpful. If you just are looking for opinions about a shirt, you can pretty quickly use the T-shirt generator that Usign has. That's correct. All right. Anything else as we get ready to sign off here? Good job. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. All right. I am going to sign off. I'm going to shut my voice down, and I'm going to stay with you for a minute. And I'm going to see if I can find the links and drop in for you. Okay? So let me shut my microphone off. And I'll see if I can quickly find the... If I can't find the links, you can always go to the help link, and the new stuff is always there. Okay? And you can grab it there. Okay? Cool, guys. I really appreciate this. Let me see if I can find that smart mockup link, and I will be right back with you. Okay.